What is good, YouTube? Quinway basketball analysis coming to y'all. My playoff coverage. We're gonna talk about, just like I said, we're gonna start off with the Blazers Nuggets. The Nuggets will actually win a game again in a row. Most people had Portland winning this series, and a lot of them haven't it been done in six or five. But it has been Denver who has played better together. Jokic has been absolutely dominant. Michael Porter Jr. has shown that he can be the second best player on this team. Role players like Paul Millsap, Capazzo, Austin Rivers had a huge game, being able to create his own shot and knock down shots off the catch or off the dribble. I absolutely thought that Denver will have a hard time scoring enough points to beat a team like Portland, because Portland has so many weapons when you look at the names, but they actually haven't played the way that they should, and they have throughout being in Portland. Portland has not been a great defensive team, and Denver Nuggets has been able to create offense consistently enough to win two games in a pretty good fashion. They have controlled the game, they have controlled the tempo, and they have played very well together. And Denver hasn't even been moving the ball much at some points. They just been able to go isolation or go one on one and just get decent enough looks to where you can live off of them for a long period of time. And it's just been better than Portland. Dame has continually showed up throughout this series. I'm proud of him as trying to lead this team and try to do the best to win these games. He just comes up short, not enough firepower to help them out. And if guys can't get stops and guys can't make shots, you have a recipe for disaster. You need to be able to score consistently or outscore your opponent, or hold them to the point where you can use your defense to be able to garner and create offense. And Denver hasn't been able to get consistent stops, but they also haven't been able to score at will, and that has been the reason why they have lost so far. We're going to skip to the Knicks Celtics. I feel like I watched the whole game, and the Celtics got off to a tough start, but once the chirping got going and once the fans got going, they just believed. They actually played together. Evan Fournier was able to score off the dribble from time to time. He was able to get the threes off the catch and splash them. He had a lot of confidence tonight. I told you we made the trade because we needed another wing that can score off the dribble and make some shots. Fournier has been that every once in a while. And if they wanted to win a game, they was going to need a huge game for Tatum, which he hasn't even been able to do the first two games. But he picked the right game, because we have a chance to take a home court back, as we have went to Boston and actually won a game. Now we just have to have the same mentality. Don't get off to a bad start. Marcus Smart took better shots. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't forcing. Brooklyn allowed him to take some of those shots. He just made them. He didn't force anything up or do anything stupid or overthink it. He just took the shots that was there and he put them in the basket. Same with Fournier. Kimba struggled. You would hope that he can have a better game so those guys don't have to do as much. He took 12 shots, 12 plus shots, but he was able to knock down the ones that matter most, and that was able to keep them having the lead, and that was enough for them to secure the W. Tatum has shown that he can score basically at will when his jump shot is falling. He has become a better finisher. He's a great free throw shooter. But if he can score off the dribble and be able to create a shot consistently, he will be a dangerous player in this league. The problem is he doesn't do it consistently, and that's why he's an all-star caliber player, but just not a superstar. I still like the fact that he trusted his teammates. He made the pass and allowed them to do their thing, even when they was cold and even when they was hot. Even when they was double teaming, trapping them, or he had to give the ball up, he still did it willingly and then try to force a shot or let his ego, since he was hot, take over his vision. And I think he made the right plays and he made some tough ones. He hasn't been able to do that the first two games. They was falling tonight. We'll take it because it's the best of four. Every game matters, and now we have took one and we'll live with it. Brooklyn, they was too lackadaisical. They was too relaxed. They didn't have the urgency. They missed a lot of easy ones. Joe Harris had some easy ones that he missed. He had some that he rushed. Kyrie wasn't Kyrie. He missed a lot of layups, missed a lot of shots, got it going in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't stop Boston at all. They defense will be they question if they can win a title or not. If they can't consistently get stops or they can't stop other guys like we see Giannis and all these other players have big games down Tatum, they're going to have trouble winning 4 games when it comes to closing out teams. You can't allow the best players to get hot. You can't allow the others to get hot. Today, Tatum got hot and the others stepped up. You can't have both. Either one guy got to beat you or the others got to beat you. You can't have everybody making shots and making plays. That's a recipe for disaster, and that's how the Brooklyn Nets lost. KD had a big game. Kyrie made some shots. James Harden was able to get his playmaking and his scoring going. But guys like Joe Harris, Landry Shamet, and especially with Jeff Green being out, Blake Griffin can't get in foul trouble. He was not able to finish. He was not able to attack the way he was the other games, and he also wasn't able to defend. He fouled Tatum on a lot of shots, and they was the ones that you don't want, which is threes and ones that he was basically bailing out Tatum for taking a tough shot, but he still rewarded Tatum with 2 points as he is a good free throw shooter, and you just can't do that if you're Blake Griffin and you're trying to go up 3-0 with a chance to close out a game, so that way it don't have to go no longer as Milwaukee is already up 3-0. I also will say at the end of the day, we look at the fact that the Hawks was able to beat the Knicks. The Knicks have played better, but Julius Randle hasn't been able to step up. He was supposed to be this all-star. He was supposed to be this all-NBA player. He is the most improved player also, but he has not played like a star. He hasn't even played like an all-star. He has played like a role player. He hasn't been dominant. His jump shot has been too reliant, and he hasn't been knocking them down. RJ Barrett has a lot of easy opportunities. His jump shot isn't falling either, and that's problematic because they already have a trouble scoring consistently, and your other weapons aren't chipping in and scoring really anything or even efficiently, and that's just tough to win off that type of recipe. And it didn't have the right flavors added to it, and that's why the Knicks ended up struggling. I told you if the Hawks are making the right plays and mixing up their offense, they will be a tough team to beat. And they was able to prove that as they was able to hit their threes, they was able to get their rebounds, they was able to finish in the paint, and they was able to score whenever they want to. Trae Young is one of the best playmakers in the game. He can shoot basically from anywhere on the court. He can get a shot from anywhere. He can knock down free throws, and he can pick apart defenses because he's so fast and so quick, but he also has that ability to let that thing fly, and you have to watch how you guard him. You have to watch how you give him space because you know he will let it go, and he's capable of making them. They can play around with this Knicks team because when the Knicks shots aren't falling, the Hawks can build leads because they shoot a lot of threes. The Knicks will have to continue to trust on their defense, and guys just going to have to step up. Alec Burks made some shots, made some plays. Derrick Rose did what he does, but RJ Barrett and Julius Randle are essential parts of this team. They have to be able to make shots, they have to be able to create shots, and they have to be able to be aggressive. And if they're not going to do that, they're going to struggle to win this series, as the Hawks have been able to show that they can knock down shots and get shots more easier than the Knicks because they have better players, they have better spacing, and they have better scorers. John Collins and Clint Capella and Okongwu, they held down the paint. They contested a lot of shots. They blocked a lot of shots. And you can give the same credit to the wings. They stayed home on the defenders. They made them take the threes. They made them trust the guy that isn't consistent three-point shooters. And they did not make shots tonight. And you have to give credit to the Hawks game plan and Nate McMillan for going with it. So, Portland has been probably the biggest disappointment, as the Nuggets isn't the best team to right now, but they have been playing more team ball and playing more together, and that has been able to beat the Blazers. The Hawks have been the better team to me in the series, and they have took the lead 2-1 so far against the Knicks. The Nets fell asleep and gave the Boston Celtics a lot of confidence and opportunities, and they took advantage of it. And you also have to give credit to Tristan Thompson for being more physical, being more aggressive, and hunting for those rebounds like he usually does. And it was able to give them a lot of extra buckets, and it was able to give them extra possessions to get more shots to beat this Knicks team, to beat the Nets, and it actually worked. And then you just have to look at the fact that a lot of these series are getting more testy. People are not liking the competitiveness is going up, and people are fighting. People are just getting sick of these people that they have to play every single night when they do play, and they want to win because whoever wins gets to have another chance of winning the title because they playoff hopes still go. I'll be back with the video on the Mavericks Clippers of who won that game, my reactions tomorrow, and I will also be covering the other series that night as it is a Saturday and then it is a holiday weekend, so I will have more time to cover the other games that entire day instead of just doing one today and then multiple the next day. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy my analysis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong, what I missed. Other than that, I'll catch y'all this weekend. Hopefully, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis signing out. Do y'all thing.